Hey, are you a small business owner who loves God, family, country, and capitalism? If so, you're going to want to pay attention to this war plan briefing. Hey, my name is Josh. You're in the right place if you have an entrepreneur family and you want to grow. And I'm going to talk about 5 things you want to avoid if you want to crush it in 2023. The first thing is called opportunity fatigue. Have you ever felt fatigued? You go for a run, you get fatigued. Where our brain gets fatigued too. There's different types of fatigue. There's decision fatigue, for example. When you get up in the morning and you make lots of decisions that are unnecessary or small, or they don't have a big ROI, if you're just deciding what to wear and what to eat and it's changing all the time, if there's no systems or structure or routine built in your life, by the time you get halfway through the day, your brain can't even think straight, your eyes get crossed, and you make bad decisions or no decisions. One key to being successful is having the ability to just make decisions in the first place. They don't all have to be perfect, you just have to be able to make them in the first place. But let's go back to opportunity fatigue. You see, the more success that you have in business, and even when you're starting out in business, everything kind of seems like a viable option for you, a viable opportunity. You have friends that want you to invest in this. You have partners that want to start this. You might offer a core service or product and you get tempted, you get lured, you fall for the simple trick of the grass is greener over here. And really hammering a single nail all the way into the board is typically the way to make your first few $1 million. You don't have to do 10 things to 10 different types of customers in 10 different markets. You don't have to do that. It's a mistake. Avoid it. Learn how to say no and start right now, even if you're just starting out. And opportunity fatigue isn't only for your business, it's for the personal life too. It's too much travel, or it's with kids. It could be sports and craft clubs and karate, and there's travel leagues, and there's just so many things you could do that it derails what you must do. So if you have a vision for your life in 2023 and you have targets and goals that you want to hit, if you're clear on that, because that's really the key, if you're clear on that, we have to practice building the muscle of saying no to other opportunities that don't move us closer to that goal. If you think about it, if you set a hardcore objective for 2023 for economically or with your family or with your health or with anything, I call that a primary objective. And that is what will become the plumb line for you to measure opportunities and decisions against. Should you start that other business with your friend? I don't know. Does it move you closer or further away from your primary objective? If it's farther away, it's an automatic no. It helps make decision making more binary. Yes or no, black or white, up or down. You can go faster. You can hammer the nail into the board. If there's one thing that we all need, it's more focus. That's what I want. So avoid opportunity fatigue. The second thing that I suggest you avoid if you want to crush it in 2023 is premature celebration. Have you ever heard of the marshmallow experiment? It's pretty common knowledge out there these days, but I'll just briefly explain it. They took some kids into a room and they gave them a marshmallow, and it was a scientific study, and they said, hey kid, you can eat the marshmallow if you want, or if you wait until I come back into the room, because I'm going to leave, if you wait, I'll give you an additional marshmallow. And then the scientists would leave and the kid's sitting there and they have hidden cameras and they're staring at the marshmallow, and most kids just get overwhelmed by the temptation and they can't resist and they eat the marshmallow. And so they only get one marshmallow. There's a small percentage of people or kids in the study that would wait until the experimenter got back. They got an extra marshmallow. And this ability to delay gratification is very closely correlated to success. Impulse control is a major contributing factor of successful people. It's a big deal. And you can work it like a muscle. It's not easy. Especially if you have bad habits. But step number 1 is becoming aware of it. And what I see with small businesses is that they celebrate too quickly. They pop the champagne cork when they're just starting to get into momentum. They need to put their foot on the accelerator even harder and scale and grow and go for it and grab all the opportunity and the success that they can get while they're in momentum, but they want to go buy the bass boat. They want to go, buy these trinkets and buy jet skis and hot tubs and 4-wheelers and God knows what. And it's a gigantic mistake, especially if your company is really small. If you're doing less than $1 million, you have a tiny embryonically small company. And by the way, the United States is built by small business owners. So shout out to everybody that has a small business, because you are the backbone of the economy. But here's the problem, is that when you take away cash before you've accumulated a whole bunch of it, you're choking your business to death on accident. You're choking it. You're taking away the ability for you to move fast on opportunities to, acquire things, buy assets, market harder, double down. We do it too quick. I think part of the reason that people prematurely celebrate is because of a scarcity mindset. They don't believe that the success is going to last forever, so they have to take some chips off the table. I don't think it's bad to take profit out of your business while you're growing it. I don't think it's bad to celebrate at all. But when you go crazy or you feel like you've arrived, chances are, if you have a small company, you haven't even started yet, and the opportunity is so much bigger. Myron Golden talks a lot about how success has more to do with time than it even does with money. For example, if you make $1 million, but it takes 33 years, you made $1 million, but that's not the same thing as making $1 million in 30 days, right? So collapsing time is how you get wild success, financial success in your business, and premature celebration slows that down. And there could be 2 people They have the same IQ, the same talent stack. They have the same resources and beliefs, but one has delayed gratification, one doesn't. They celebrate too early. Person A, it's going to take them 10 years to get successful. Person B, it's going to take them 18 months. Which one do you want to be? I don't know. It's for you to decide, but I hope that's a helpful tip. The third thing I am imploring you to avoid in 2023 is neglecting your family. There's this concept called family maintenance, or maybe a better way to explain it is the law of entropy. Have you ever heard of the law of thermodynamics? It's not the law. There's multiple laws of thermodynamics. I'm not some hobbyist scientist, but it's fascinating because it's a natural law. Everything is moving from order towards disorder, right? Think about it. A sun is burning hot, but it's going to get cold and it's going to explode into a supernova, right? A tree grows and then it dies and rots and falls down. It might take a long time, but everything goes from order to disorder. If you have a house and you abandon it, it will get dusty and there'll be spider webs and vines will crawl up it and it will get moldy and it will rot and collapse and be absorbed into the earth, never to be seen again at some point. There's not much difference between that and your family or your business. Think about this. Can your business be successful if you didn't actually maintain it, if you didn't show up and put work into it, if you didn't invest time into it? Would it thrive? Of course it wouldn't thrive. What are you, crazy? Wake up. The same is true with your family. A business is a collection of people and systems, and a family is a collection of people and systems. The way you talk to yourself is a system. The way that you talk to the person that cut you off in traffic in front of your 6-year-old kid while they watch you technically is a system, right? All of our lives are already systemized, but what happens is when we're running really hard in business, we accidentally forget to maintain the thing that's more important than anything in the first place, which is our family. So before you even get going into fighter jet mode for 2023, what are some things you can do to make sure you're spending time with your kids, with your spouse, that you're pre-planning vacations, that you're doing whatever needs to happen, on a daily and weekly basis so that you're maintaining the relationships that matter the most? After all, isn't this why business is important in the first place? I talk to men all the time. They say, everything I do is for this family. And I'm like, well, your family looks like they're like anemic and they're about to die and they haven't gotten a hug or a high five in 7 years. What's going on, man? How do I reconcile these two things? Yeah, I know you love your family, but use some wisdom and make sure you have family maintenance systems in place. Date night with your wife, one-on-ones with your kids. Make sure that you're thinking now about that before it gets out of control. The fourth thing I would love for you to avoid is burnout. Burnout is real. Burnout is painful. Burnout is awful. And sometimes, I got to be honest, as optimistic as I generally am, sometimes I collapse like a dying star and go into the deep pit of despair myself. I get burnt out. I've gotten burnt out, but there's things you can do to mitigate how often you burn out and things you can do to mitigate how long you feel burned out. And there's lots of systems and ways to do that. But, the big ones are understanding the seasonal cycle that you have as a business owner. I work with people from all over the world, and sometimes people get depressed every time winter comes around. Sometimes in the summer, in the month of May or June, they hit a wall, and they know that they do because they've done that for the last 8 years. We're going to strategize how to engineer around your burnout or how to reduce your chance of burnout. The airplane analogy where the oxygen mask drops down, right? And they say to put it on yourself before you even put it on the kids and the children around you, because you're not very much used to anybody when you are burnt out. When you've collapsed like the dying star and you're like in the fetal position sucking your thumb and you stay like that for a week, it's hurting your business, it's hurting your family. Of course, it's hurting yourself, the health, the stress, all the stuff. It's not good. I want you to avoid that. So what can we do with your calendar starting right now to put in some backstops and some strategic markers that we're doing a 3-day weekend getaway? We're going to prepay for this flight that I know I want to pay then because cash flow will be tight then. We're going to move things around. It's a little different for everybody, but look at your 2023 and figure out how to mitigate burnout for yourself. That way, you're going to have the oxygen mask on yourself. You'll be more useful to everyone around you. And last but certainly not least is you need to avoid fear and negativity in 2023. Look, the world is crazy. People are nuts. There's a lot of evil, diabolical things in this world. There is no doubt about it. It is a fact. It is true, but we don't want to obsess over it. It says that when evil rises up, God raises a standard against it. What does that mean? Do you think that God's plan for your life is to sit around on TikTok and watch conspiracy theory videos 17 hours a day just to remind yourself that people worship Satan and are evil and do evil things? Is it useful for you to remind yourself 37 hours a week that the government's corrupt and that inflation is real and that there's all these greedy politicians screwing people over? Is that helpful to you in your day-to-day practical life? Does that help you show up as a better father? Does it help you show up as a better mother? Is it helping you to grow your business? Look, we got to navigate with the cards that are in front of us. The truth is that as corrupt and weird as everything is, especially going into a recession right now, this is the best time in the history of mankind to have a business and have a chance to build a life that was unimaginable for every human that's ever lived until right now. Okay? Not just globally, but like historically. You have the deed to a gold claim in your possession. And if you get sucked down the vortex hole of TikTok and all these things, it's going to mess it up because you're going to click on rage bait and clickbait and fear bait and the news headlines. These industries are driven win by capturing your attention and keeping it because you are a commodity. Eyeballs are one of the most valuable commodities in the world. And whether you're watching a fear-based YouTube video or whatever, it doesn't matter. They're monetizing your attention. I'm asking you to monetize your own attention. Put your attention on the dreams, the goals, the vision that you have for your business and for your family and for the people that you're going to affect. Focus on that. Monetize your own attention. And look, it's okay to have the occasional "did we land on the moon" video. Yeah, I love that stuff, right? I'm with you there, but be really careful not to get sucked down. Some of y'all need to go delete TikTok right now. Some of y'all need to delete YouTube after watching this YouTube video, okay? I'm just giving you tough love. YouTube probably doesn't like that, but it's the truth. Some of you are addicted to social media in fear and the uncertainty at a level where what you wind up doing on accident is creating a self-fulfilling prophecy where you can't succeed. You get perpetually stuck. And then you're going to be like everybody else, blaming circumstance and the evil people that worship the devil and the evil globalists and the whatever, the government's broken. And the truth is that you could have avoided this had you taken action. And the truth is you could have avoided all of this from the beginning. Hey, I hope that was helpful to you. If you got value out of this video, click subscribe to the channel. We're making all kinds of cool stuff. We're experimenting. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you want to talk about, what you're struggling with, and I'll do my best to help or find someone that can. Hit the bell, hit the thingy. We appreciate you. I'll see you in the next video.